One of the biggest transitions in our lives is going from childhood to adulthood. I think the second biggest is becoming the parent of an adult. In society, adulthood is marked by the age of majority. In Alberta, that's 18. When children turn 18, in most areas of their lives, they are treated as adults, regardless of their developmental age or their ability to handle the responsibility. They're expected to manage their own affairs. This has many implications for all parents, and especially for supporting individuals with neurodevelopmental differences, or NDD. It makes planning for transitions to adulthood very important. This video looks at some of the important things that parents of children with NDD need to plan for as their child reaches the age of adulthood. The goal of a transition plan for adulthood is to help individuals with NDD become healthy, thriving adults, to independently manage their own physical, emotional, financial, and social health as much as possible, and to develop confidence and support so that they can create a life that has a sense of achievement, meaning, and social connection. These factors are vital to the well-being of all adults, regardless of neurological ability. All parents want their children not just to survive, but also to thrive as adults. Parents of children with NDD have some extra considerations to be able to support their children in this quest. One of the most important changes when an individual reaches the age of majority is a change in privacy and access to information. When we reach adulthood, it's up to us to decide what personal information is shared about us, and professionals are required to obtain our consent to share such information. Parents are in charge of the medical, legal, and financial information about their child so that they can protect and care for them, but only up until the child is 18. Once a child turns 18, this information is considered private, and parents no longer have access to it. When we become adults, we're expected to manage our own affairs. However, the ability of adults with NDD to do this might not match the responsibility that goes with that level of privacy. While it's important to develop and respect an individual's independence and privacy as much as possible, it's also important to protect their safety and security. It can be tricky for parents to advise and support their adult with NDD when they no longer have full access to their child's private information. Parents have to work out what personal information is necessary for them to have and what information is just helpful so that they can best support them. When planning support for an adult, it's important to consider the decisions that an adult, any adult, should make in their own life. Things like career and recreational choices, personal relationships, living arrangements, clothing and food preferences, and even who they feel most comfortable getting their support from. It's also important to outline the levels of consent and confidentiality that recognize an individual's independence and right to privacy, but still protects their vulnerability and the quality of the support that they're getting. When we refer to consent, we're talking about who has the say about whether information is shared and the circumstances or the types of information that can be shared. Confidentiality refers to what information is considered private. Now, most professionals are bound by rules over who has access to private information and the situations where private information can and should be shared. In rare cases where there's a concern for safety of an individual, private information might need to be shared without their consent. Who has access to information, when, how, and to whom information is shared needs to be worked out between all of the parties, the adult with NDD, their parents, and the individuals who are providing the support. And support providers could be medical professionals, social workers, teachers, financial advisors, employers, even their peers. It's important that the adult with NDD, their parents, and the person providing support all understand and are comfortable with these decisions. When an individual becomes an adult, the supports and programs that are available to them change. This is because we communicate and relate to adults differently from children. And the concerns and needs of adults are different. The agencies and health professionals that work with children often specialize and have age limits for their programs. These are usually up to 18 years old for children's programming and up to 24 years old for adult services. As individuals with NDD become adults, it's important that they are related to on an adult level. Communication styles, social expectations, and needs are different for adults. When planning the support needs of an adult with NDD, the transition plan should help the adult with NDD create community connections and daily routines that are more adult-like. Replace child and family programs with adult-oriented supports when there's an ongoing need. Prepare for the ending of supports that might no longer be needed. And support finding, developing, and maintaining independent relationships with new professionals that focus on adult medical, dental, and mental health care. Parents also need to plan for changes in the way that they support their adult with NDD. Family dynamics change over time as parents age and adult children gain independence. Adults are expected to meet their own needs and manage their own level of participation in society. All parents need to adjust how and how much they are involved in the support of their adult child's life. There's a long list of comedy shows with good examples of what can happen when parents don't make this adjustment. For parents, it's not always appropriate to intervene in their adult child's relationships or coordinate their support needs in the same way that they did when their child was younger. The transition plan should contain supports for adults with NDD that also help parents take that step back from direct care of their child. This is important not only for healthy family relationships, but also for the inevitable realities of aging parents. Parents need to plan for their own aging and decreased ability to care for their child. They're not likely to be around for the full extent of their child's life. That parental wish to live just 1 minute longer than their NDD child is a poignant statement to a difficult reality for parents. Parents need to make sure their child is supported after they're gone. To this end, a transition plan should develop self-advocacy and autonomy for the adult with NDD. And it needs to build a network of supports so that the NDD adult is able to find their own way. There's a lot to consider. I want you to know that parents can be very creative in the ways that they help their children with NDD find their own way in the world. Parents can become advisors that encourage their child to not only meet basic needs, but also explore meaningful endeavors. They can collaborate with others so that they can take less of a direct role in meeting their child's needs. And they can help their children create opportunities to pursue their interests and build meaningful connections in society, both for and by themselves. Parents can help their young adults create career advisory teams, connect with job support workers, even create small businesses that capitalize on their skills and interests. A good transition plan eases the worries of the parents and helps their child with NDD to thrive.